This is Igbo Area
Hello. Buhari's visit to the United States. Matters arising. Even prior to the visit, a lot of people, especially IPOBians, they believe it's an opportunity for the issue of Biafra to come up. That there's no how Trump will not mention it in the discussion. And it was also another opportunity for IPOB to protest. Opportunity for them to gather at the White House to protest against the visiting Buhari. The protest was, according to some people, it was successful. Some people are angry at Trump for not mentioning anything Biafra while the discussion with President Buhari lasted. Some even called Trump another Buharist. They say Trump doesn't care about Biafrans. To some, Trump would have just bashed Buhari immediately. Tell him how angered he was by what he's seen. In fact, to some people, he should just pick up Buhari and lock him up somewhere or walk him back to Nigeria. But that is not how things work. It is never done anywhere like that. So you have to keep calm. There is what we call diplomacy. In fact, the essence of this particular show is to air various reactions from both those in support of Buhari and those opposed to Buhari. This is not just an IPOB issue. A lot of people are not pleased with the outcome of the meeting. For some too, it was a fulfillment, a kind of achievement, a success of some sorts. At least he was the first African president to visit President Trump in office. We are going to share with you what most Nigerians felt about that visit. There are a lot to learn from these reactions. Stay tuned. IBN Fawole Obeyemi Anthony asked, what does Muhammad Buhari really know about the A-29s he paid $468 million for? Is he aware that they aren't fighter jets nor helicopters? Wow.
And the first part of your question, I couldn't hear what you were saying. Go ahead.
The helicopters.
Oh, helicopters.
Yes.
Oh, we love helicopters. He likes them more than I do. He likes buying helicopters, but he is, and they're buying a lot of helicopters. Helicopters.
We want to know how soon
very
we'll
soon.
be releasing them to the country.
Yes, very soon. We're getting it approved.
This one by James Okafor. Is it not nuts that a real Nigerian, talk less, an Igbo man will hate Buhari but love Trump? How idiotic and crazy is that? How delusional are the Biafra agitators who stupidly gravitate to the bigot and moron? In Yoruba language, Ikonanike, this one is, I don't think is an IPOB adherent. Another one by Anthony Christopher Emeka Nwosu. He said, we would buy Tucano jets and agricultural produce from USA. That's right. Very all right. But my big question is, what do we benefit from the bilateral relationship? I didn't hear USA buying our products like crude oil. They got tons of shale and our agro-allied products.
To President Buhari, the United States import of crude oil from Nigeria has considerably gone down. Did you discuss the need for the U.S. to increase its import of crude oil from Nigeria?
No, I can't tell the United States what to do. But luckily for us, we have got market for our crude oil elsewhere. But the progress made by the United States in technology is certainly frightening for us that are a mono economy. I hope technology will allow them to use our crude for its quality for petrochemicals, be it light one vis-a-vis the one they are getting from shale. Thank you.
I think maybe more than anything else, what we discussed today was our agricultural products going into Nigeria, which Nigeria wants, but we have certain barriers that don't allow that to happen. So for the good of our farmers, U.S. farmers, and for the good of Nigeria and all of Africa, it's very important that we are able to sell our great agricultural products into Nigeria, and that will happen. and we're going to be working on that right away.
Please, some of our specialists in bilateral trade agreements should please explain this quagmire for me. Thank you. This one was by Tim Elumba. You know Tim Elumba. I am disappointed with those disappointed that Trump didn't whoop PMB ass. Whites only care about economic gains, not your Africa. This one is by Nos King J. He posted in Radio Biafra, London. He said, do you expect Trump to say, stop killing Biafrans? It then means your brain is not working properly. I don't blame most of you because in the zoo, you never had proper education. Even those who have been educated by our supreme leader are still asking stupid questions. If you don't know how to fight for Biafra, you get out of the way. Mazi said that. And only Chukwu Okoke Abiyama will give us Biafra. Have you forgotten so soon? Another one, Robert Aninkwo. He said, Buhari visited Trump without any accomplishment, yet he celebrated like a hero. It's a pity we are now ruled by non-entities. This one by Okeke Godwin Ike. He said, breaking. IPOB withdraws support for Trump. Asks members to destroy passport and end trade relations. Wow. This one by Uzochukwu Christian Osita. He said, Trump is a good marketer. What do you expect Trump to say to an illegal but good buyer of helicopters from his market? He has to massage Baba's ego.
Part of the problem was that you weren't allowed to buy helicopters in our country, and now you are. I worked that out so that now you can buy the helicopters that you want. They weren't allowed to buy the helicopters in our country for various reasons, which frankly were not good reasons. But now they get them, and they get them very quickly, and they are the best helicopters anywhere in the world. We make the best military equipment in the world, and our friends can now buy that equipment. Mr. President?
Thank you.
Oh,
very
yes, but Trump never means his word as he says, stop the killings. During the discussion, President Buhari said, Fulanis are known to use sticks, not guns. See this for yourself. All these men are 21st century Fulani causing havoc in Benue. They were apprehended just the day after Buhari's speech. So who is deceiving who? By their look, you will detect them. God save Nigeria. This one is by maybe someone who is opposed to IPOB. George Udom, he said, Trump didn't mention IPOB at all. Trump didn't mention IPOB at all. Here is another by Mubarak M.G. Suleiman. He posted into Radio Biafra, London. He said, Dear Biafrans, let it be on the record that President Muhammad Buhari is the first Nigerian president that has been to Rose Garden in the White House with the American president. Only few African leaders in the likes of late Nelson Mandela from South Africa made it. Wow. This one by Efizi Obi. He posted into Proudly Anyoma, Proudly Igbo. He said, just watch the Buhari meeting with Trump and there was no mention of Biafra anywhere. This one was allegedly by some Americans. Someone shared a screenshot from Americans. He said, after making speech in America on Monday, Americans trooped to social media to criticize and ridicule him. Below are their comments. Let's check the comment. One Saleh G said, oh my God, oh. Then Patricia Patia said, who wrote this man's speech? Another by Kim said, F that. He gets no credit. The other, Antonia Pound, something, construction of justice. Then Jemal Sheikh Kenna said, this poor guy looks like a hostage. Then another, whose name was covered, does he think it's Kenya? Wow. Another by Kelechukwu Leonard, he posted into Radio Biafra, London. He said, when America freed South Sudan, the complaint was, always stop killing Christians. Stop killing Christians. And before anyone knew what was happening, Sudan was divided. America is very diplomatic, and they simply are using a crown word, Christians, to describe the killing and persecution of Biafrans and other tribes suffering this carnage in Nigeria daily. To those who will expect Trump or America to call the word Biafra in the open, they don't understand the game of diplomacy. Nigeria will be shocked by the game itself, and America are masters in this game. Christians is the covert word, and I already know it was going to be like that. So it is well with Biafrans. God bless Biafra. Wow. And this one was by Osama A. Dandari. He said, compare and contrast. He showed two pictures. He said, compare and contrast. PMB in Washington, D.C. and JEJ in the same Washington. Look at the two pictures. The first one is PMB in Washington, D.C. and the second one is JEJ in the same Washington. You say compare and contrast. This one was by Chinasa Nworu, posted into Radio Biafra London. She said, how do you know when a white man is really angry? He turns red. Now look at Trump's face. She said, Trump is not happy with this murderous sitting beside him. I will not use that buffoon. Trump is not happy with this murderous, I don't want to use the buffoon, sitting beside him. He said, don't be deceived by diplomatic niceties. This one is by Samuel Ekeke, Radio Biafra, London. He said, freedom is a gradual process. From every indication here, it shows that the President of America, Mr. Donald Trump, has gotten all he wanted from the zoo president, Muhammad Buhari. As we all know, white people doesn't rush things or behave like Africans. They follow things methodically and systematically. Mr. Trump has given Buhari a direct speech that killing of Christians in Nigeria will never be accepted anymore. In other words, Biafrans, not necessarily he must mention Biafra for the first meeting with Buhari. Biafrans should remain calm and watch the outcome of the meeting, and also must continue to move forward than ever before. There is hope. We must get Biafra. Wow. This one is by Ugochukwu Jogamak Ibebulam Onyewu. He said, as Biafra freedom draws closer, many who rely on Trump and other world leaders will be disappointed due to lack of wisdom to understand the whole politics. They are those whom my supreme leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, said, and I quote, some Biafrans will be disappointed on waiting for human to pronounce Biafra freedom. Biafra will be restored by Chukwu Okike Abiyama, and those without focus will not know when Biafra will be restored. Are you losing focus? This one by Chidi Chris Ijoma. Ha 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 ha. Buhari US visit the Vex Whalers. He tagged Odogwu C Money. Trump excited to host Buhari. He tagged again Otto Miller. Trump disappoints IPOB members by hosting Buhari. Ubo Stanley Okeke. Okwandejela Akwukwo. Ewuchim. Tilova Biko Batoso Biadurumo. This one by Ugwani Ikechukwu Ikolesis. Still on Trump and PMB. The difference between a salesman and a conman is integrity. Judge Emetuche in 25 Unbreakable Laws of Sales, 2017. We got the endorsement as a thank you for a good business done. Now let the jingle start playing. It seems he was referring to the jets we just paid for. That it was an opportunity for Trump to thank Buhari for buying those jets. Wow. This one by Ejalen Idahosa Dominion. He said, Buhari's visit to USA is nothing but a wasted opportunity. Not even a single trade deal he could negotiate for Nigeria. He just kept nodding his head to everything that Trump brought to the table. What Nigeria needs from USA are agricultural technologies and not agricultural products. Wow. This one by Ambrose Ehirim. White House, strange bedfellows. Trump welcomes Buhari. This one by Chidi Chris Ijoma again. Buhari don't win 2019 finish. Politics na money. Oyibo like money well. Who get money to match federal government? Kai. Now only tsunami will go turn this tide. This one by Ijeoma Iwugo. Trump has been evasive to directly say working with Buhari's government, but working with Nigeria. It says a lot. Trump has been evasive to directly say working with Buhari's government, but rather he said working with Nigeria. That says a lot. This one by Mary Oge Chuks. I mean no disrespect, but from experience, I hope President Buhari is aware of what he's signing. Now tomorrow he will say, I am not aware. This one by Chiedu Oranye. He said, to Trump haters, only Trump has spoken about the killings of Christians. Neither May, that is a Prime Minister of England, Welby, Pope as the Pastorenas, care, see. Now this one by Emeka Madowesi. Buhari lied to the international community. He will still kill Christians and blame IPOB. His Igbo supporters will agree it was IPOB. That's IPOB. This one by Kelechi Jeff Eme. I am scared by this picture. Scared big time. Scared for my country. KJE. This one by Uche Anyanwu. Still pondering over the press conference at the White House with Donald Trump and PMB. The American journalists appeared either selfish or disinterested in the Nigerian president's visit. Or how can he explain the fact that their questions were in no way related to Nigerian issues on the fallout of the meeting between the two presidents? Meanwhile, listen. During the Buhari-Trump press conference, you noticed a journalist asked a question, and the question was not related to the discussion on board. Listen, let's play it. Watch.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to ask you about Iran. The Israeli Prime Minister just gave a speech very critical of their nuclear program. I want to ask if you have made up your mind to pull out of that deal, and if you do pull out of that deal, are you worried that sends the wrong message to North Korea as you seek to enter nuclear talks with Kim Jong-un?
No, I think it sends the right message. You know, in 7 years...
Now, here is that of a Muslim imam or a sheikh. I don't know. We will conclude with that. Muslim group wants, if Christians swallow Trump's bait, Nigeria will become another Iraq. The Muslim right concern, Muric, M-U-R-I-C, criticized U.S. President Donald Trump's comments on the killing of Christians in Nigeria. During a joint press conference with President Muhammad Buhari on Monday, Trump said that the U.S. will not accept the attacks on Christian communities in Nigeria. Reacting to the U.S. president's position, Muric urged Nigerian Christians to not allow themselves to be deceived by Trump. Else, the West African sub-region will be shaken to its foundation. The Muslim group said Trump misfired by making the statement and alleged that he is only using religion to turn Nigeria into another Iraq. In a statement on Tuesday, Ishaq Akintola, director Muric, said Trump's statement is prejudiced, parochial and unpresidential. Akintola said Trump, by virtue of the comment, is luring Nigerian Christians into border confrontations with Muslims. It is sheer interference in the internal affairs of a sovereign nation. Trump has a bully instinct, the statement read in part. If this is the same Trump who called African countries shithole, the same American president who threatened to wipe out North Korea, the same U.S. leader who banned Muslims from entering his country, the same Republican who said torture works, okay folks, Nigeria must be wary of America's involvement in their affairs. Please, we would like to hear your contributions on this issue. Thanks for listening to Igbo Area TV. Please subscribe to our channel on YouTube for more updates. You can also visit our Facebook page, join our Facebook group, all with the names Igbo Area TV. God bless you and bye for now.